What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into episode number 573 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the City of Vineland. It's KB coming at you from Underground Studios, and joining me back on the program after a couple weeks away, the host with the most, the people's champ himself, Mr. Patty Pitts.
I should have my own pyro. I would love some pyro as I entered here. No, it's been good. It's got to be back. The champ of the peeps is back in the underground. It's been a busy time, Kyle, for me. You know, I'm going galaxy to galaxy, just jumping around, making appearances in the artist dreams wherever I need be. And it feels good to be home, I'll say, here in the underground.
We got a lot to dive into from the Fightin Phils. Red October is here. We've got game times. We've got an opponent. And we got some shit talking to do. We've got the Birds improving to 4-0. We got some more shit talking to do. We got the Arkells having their first show of the tour in Philly on Friday night with a special guest in the building. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Toy Story broadcast. And a whole lot more, plus the return of Pitsy's Power Rankings. So you won't want to miss anything we've got coming for you. But before we get into everything, make sure you're following us on the socials on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, at UndergroundPHI, Facebook.com/UndergroundSportsPHI. You can follow Pitsy on Twitter at Pat_Pitts and at Pitsy35 on Instagram. You can follow me at KBIZZL311 on Twitter. KBIZZLE11 on Instagram. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever the heck you decide to consume your podcast from. Leave a 5-star rating and review. It goes a long way for helping the show continue to grow, helps more people find Underground Sports Philadelphia as a whole, and lets us keep doing more dope stuff that we want to continue to do because we're still in the midst of Up to Something season that we mentioned way back when. We got some news on that, so hopefully we're progressing forward with Up to Something season. But in order to keep that going, subscribe to the podcast, leave a 5-star rating and review, listen to the show, and of course, subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel as well, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. That's where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week. You get full video episodes of every show on our network. Clips, shorts, live streams, original video content, you name it, it's on our YouTube channel. We're at 554 subscribers as of this recording. We want to get to 600 before the end of October. Like, let's get to 600. It's been way too long to try to get to 600. We've tried again. Let's get to 600 before the end of October. Let's make that happen. YouTube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. And like I mentioned, this show is presented by the City of Vineland, and the City of Vineland Municipal Calendar features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest. The calendar, which is accessible at vinelandcity.org, is a good way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on social media via their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube pages. And through these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. Pitsy, we are back.
We're so back.
We've got similar vibes to what was going on around this time a year ago. So I'll let you choose the path. Do we want to start with Red October and the Fightin Phils, or do we want to kick things off with the Birds flying high at 4-0?
No, I don't want to talk. I want to talk about the Phils because I've watched a lot of football today, Kyle, and the last team that I watched that wasn't the primetime game really upset me. And I would like to talk about another sport that gives me joy because I love baseball, but I know that's your sport, and I just want to see some smiles and stuff. So let's start with the Phils and let you go off because I know how excited and happy you are about it being Red October. So.
Red October's here, and it's brought to you by our pals over at PHI Apparel Company, our official merch partners. They've got Red October merch ready to rock and roll. I'm working on a new design as well that should hopefully be up pretty soon. So stay tuned for that. PHI Apparel Company is going to have you drip to the nines no matter what the season is, no matter where you're going. You're going to stand out in the crowd. Get your Red October merch. They've got some brand new designs that they just dropped for Red October that you can check out. You can gear up for the Birds, the Phils, anything. Plus, you can get your Underground Sports Philadelphia apparel because they are our exclusive merch providers. And when you go to checkout at phiapparel.co, when you got your cart all filled up, ready to go, use code Underground for 10% off any and all merch orders. It's the most effective and direct way to support everything we're doing here. Pitsy, if I'm not mistaken, I was scrolling by on the tweet machine and saw you rocking your Underground hoodie on the wrestling show.
I did rep the Underground hoodie on the wrestling show and on the latest version of the Champs Conference.
Look at that.
So,
and let the people know the hoodie is comfy.
It's so comfy. I'm not gonna lie. I wore it to the bar last night where we had a couple extra drinks to celebrate, and I was feeling comfy in my Underground hoodie. I can't complain, dude. It's hoodie season. I just like that it's 60 degrees and I can actually wear a hoodie and not be sweating.
It's the best. So go to phiapparel.co, use code Underground for 10% off any and all merch orders. And when you get your merch, tag us, tweet us. We want to see where you're rocking your merch from. We'll repost it. Shout out to PHI Apparel Company, the best damn merch partners in the game. Pitsy, the Fightin Phils. They set some milestones today. They beat the Mets in the final game of the regular season, which is great because lol Mets. But Pitsy, they finished with a record of 90-72 on the season. Bad. This is the first 90-win season, 90-plus game win season for the Fightin Phils since 2011.
Really?
2011 was the last time in which I was a senior in high school when that happened. Wow. It was the final year of the run when the Phils won 102 games. But the Fightin Phils go 90-72. They are the top wild card. And we have our opponent figured out. And I just have to say, it was so nice clinching last Tuesday at home in front of the fans while I was there in my overalls. Shout out Foco. We'll talk about them in a little bit.
Did you wear something under the overalls?
I wore a shirt under the overalls because my dad was terrified that they weren't going to let me into the stadium without something on. So him.
That's a goat. That's why he's our goat. He just I agree with him. I could not agree more with him. I'm sorry. I'm just sitting.
And then it's hilarious when you see Garrett Stubbs giving post game interviews and he's got one shoulder strap off and it's like he's just like me for real.
It really is, yeah.
Garrett Stubbs, Team Foco.
Yeah.
But it was so nice because everything that happened in New York this week with all the flooding and everything, having to not worry about that with the Phillies playoff implications was so nice. It was such a relief.
Yeah.
Because if I would have had to worry about that on top of clinching, I don't think I would have survived.
Oh, that would have been a mental headache. Oh, that would have been a headache.
So nice. But the Phils go 90-72 this regular season. They hit the over on their win total preseason, which was 88.5. So they beat it by 2. They improve upon their win total from a season ago, which is very nice to see, where they went 88 and whatever the math is there, 74. I think is the math there to get to 162.
So. Yeah.
So there's that. First 90-win season since 2011. Home playoff game to kick things off Tuesday. We have the schedule for all of the wild card round games. And the Fightin Phils are getting the prime time treatment. Tuesday and Wednesday, and if necessary, which hopefully it's not Thursday, all 8:08 p.m. start times. We've got Citizens Bank Park after dark. It's going to be absolute mayhem. They don't call it 4 hours of hell for nothing. And your boy's going to be in the building on Wednesday, potentially for a clinching game, hopefully for a clinching game, against the opponent who is now known the dumbest franchise in all of baseball in 2023. Those stupid Miami Marlins are coming to Philadelphia, Pitts.
Stupid.
The Miami Marlins get into the postseason because the Chicago Cubs choked away their shot at the playoffs. And it will be Phillies Marlins for a shot to go to the NLDS to take on the champions of the NL East, the Atlanta Braves. It's the NL East portion of the bracket. All 3 NL East teams on that side of the bracket.
Wow, it's now you're going to really find out who's the real king of the NL East. Those Miami Marlins, they're really pesky, though. We've known from our run differential that they can hang around.
Which we will get to because we have the final run differentials of the regular season.
We have the final run differential and Pitts' power rankings, bro. Yeah.
To put this in perspective, though, the Marlins finished 84-77 record-wise. Their expected win-loss, the way they played and everything, was 75-86.
That's incredible. You need to applaud that. I think we need to applaud that a little bit.
Pure lunacy.
That is nonsense if I've ever heard of it. So
it will be Phillies Marlins, which is very, very nerve-wracking because we know the Marlins have been a thorn in our side for quite some time. They drive me absolutely insane. And I need the Phillies to take care of business at home and fry the fish.
Now, since I'm not obviously the biggest baseball guy and Phillies guy at this point, who's favored in this series to take it? To me, it's the Phillies, but
the Phillies, I would assume, are favored. I know they're favored for Game 1, just on the money line. If you look at different sports books and stuff like that from that perspective,
yeah.
I would assume it's the Phillies. Phillies have the better team overall. Phillies have the better pitching staff, better lineup, in my opinion. Marlins also, Luis Arias, who was everybody's darling for the first 2 months of the season because he was hitting 400. It's that's not sustainable. Has played 1 game since September 24th because of an ankle issue. He's been in a walking boot, so we'll see if that has any impact there too for the Marlins lineup. That's the thing. The Phillies offense is good enough to beat this Marlins team. We just did stupid shit throughout the year where there were I'd say 6 games against the Marlins this year that we should have won that we ended up losing. I think we lost 6 or 7 games to the Marlins this year. No, it was 4 out of 7 games this year it was that we lost by 1 run.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. That's a decent amount. You
can't lose games like that.
No, you can't.
And I think the Phillies' postseason experience from last year will play a factor in this series as well. Another nice thing, even though we always tend to beat down on him, Sandy Alcantara out for the season. So he won't be pitching in this series. So the Marlins will have to rely on the other guys in their rotation, rely on their bullpen, which they do have a lot of lefties out of the bullpen, which is a concern, obviously, because the Phillies are very left-handed hitting positive when it comes to their power hitters and things like that. When you look at Bryce Harper, Schwarber, guys like that. So there's definitely some things that the Phillies will have to, approach this properly with. But this is a series that the Phillies should be. If you can't beat the Marlins, you weren't going to get to the World Series anyway. So
that's true. That's
you got to beat the Marlins.
That's a
good Phillies beat the Marlins. I think they can go on a run just like they did last year. It's very much like they did last year. Beat the Cardinals. Who knows what happens? Get in the dance. The Phillies got in the dance. They've got their opponent. We've got the schedule for all of the wild cards matchups here. So Game 1 of the wild card will kick off Tuesday at 3:08 p.m. Eastern Time, where it'll be the 5 seed Texas Rangers at the number 4 seed Tampa Bay Rays.
Okay. That'll be a good series.
Then at 4:38, so an hour later, we got more baseball on the TV. American League Wild Card Section 2. It'll be the 6 seed Toronto Blue Jays at the number 3 seed Minnesota Twins. And
Carlos Correa's Twins.
then, hey,
Is he even playing?
Carlos Correa signed with the Twins. Twins make the playoffs. Giants, Mets, both fired their managers. Didn't make the playoffs.
It's the Correa effect. It really is. At the end of the day,
Crazy. He's like the domino meme.
Yeah. I mean, he is a domino. It's
Game 1 of the NL Wild Card series, the 6th seed Arizona Diamondbacks at the number 3 seed Milwaukee Brewers at 7:08 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Game 1, number 5 seed Miami Marlins at the number 4 seed Philadelphia Phillies, 8:08 p.m. Eastern Time. All of those times are the same for every game in their respective series, unless on Thursday, if a Game 3 is needed for Phillies Marlins, and they're the only game on Thursday, it'll be bumped to 7:08 p.m. Eastern.
okay.
But
so,
hopefully we don't need to play Thursday, and the Phillies get it done in 2,
Yeah, there'll be no reason.
and we're going to Atlanta to start off the NLDS.
Yeah, there'll be no reason for it. They're just gonna sweep them, move on, try to beat the Braves, even though they're an offensive juggernaut. It's a time. They'll do it. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, so the Rangers and Rays are on ABC. The Blue Jays and Twins are on ESPN. Diamondbacks Brewers are on ESPN2, and then Phillies Marlins on ESPN.
Okay, that's a good schedule. I like that.
Just beat the Marlins. I feel like this is the baseball universe's way of giving the Phillies the opportunity to exorcise demons of Phillies teams past. And
Interesting.
beat the Marlins in the playoffs and cleanse yourself of this like stupidity curse that the Marlins have over you.
So you're saying that by beating the Marlins in this series, it would be like a an experience, like a euphoric experience.
Like if we beat the Marlins in this series, which I fully anticipate we should and we will.
You should and will. Okay.
It's like carrying Madame Zeroni up the mountain in holes.
Oh,
you break the family curse, and it's good to go.
Okay, I'm for that.
No more losing seasons against the Marlins from here on out if you win this series.
If you win this series, yeah, I would agree with that. Because then you establish your dominance and, whatever. Yeah, I could see that.
And just crush a franchise that is so pathetic. And
It really is.
Like, they're just pesky. Like, they're little, like mosquitoes.
Doesn't Jeter still, own them?
No, he's out, but a lot of Yankees fans are worried that he might try to get in and infiltrate the Yanks.
But wouldn't it be better if he was in the Yankees because he'd care more?
I don't know. He wasn't a great GM, I'll say that. He did blow up the Marlins team that never was.
Yeah, but, I don't know. I feel like the Yankees are a little different.
Let's not forget what that Marlins team was. It was JT Realmuto, Justin Bour when he was good, D. Gordon, Jose Fernandez, Marcell Ozuna before he was a scumbag wife beater and DUI intoxicated driver, Christian Yelich, your boy
Christian Yelich was on the Marlins? I didn't know that. Mike Stanton.
For a time, he was Mike Stanton on
Mike
that team.
Stanton is his name. Don't let him fugazi.
That was the team that never was. JT was
on
that
team. Maybe it might not be a good idea for him to go to New York.
So, Phillies Marlins is the series. I just, if you're going to Citizens Bank Park for any of these games, you need to make it absolutely unbearable for the Marlins.
Oh, you need to be loud. You need to be loud and proud.
Show them the true playoff experience at Citizens Bank Park. Garrett Stubbs said it on Foul Territory this week, Pitts. Citizens Bank Park, a playoff game there is a bucket list thing. He said if going to the pyramids at Giza is on your bucket list, so should a game during the playoffs at Citizens Bank Park.
I would like to go to that. After you've talked it up and you're saying it now, I've been to Citizens Bank Park for a Phillies game against the Marlins. Nonetheless, regular season, a little different. Fun, put the playoffs into the implications. I think it'd be a little bit more fun.
This is like one of those things too that I think this could ramp up a Phillies Marlins rivalry.
It could.
Because it's been pesky, it's been annoying playing them, and like they're just a thorn in the side. But now you're adding a playoff element to it. I really think this could ramp up a rivalry that doesn't really exist, but inject some lighter fluid into it.
Now, do the Phillies need a little bit of a rivalry right now with the Marlins because the Mets have been kind of on the back burner?
The Mets will always be a rival.
Okay.
It's that Philly New York thing that's ingrained, and obviously there's just history there with the Phillies and Mets.
Okay. Yeah.
Phillies Braves has really become a rivalry as well, and has been for
that was my
as
next
long
question.
as I've been alive. Like
Yeah.
'93 was Phillies Braves, and like all the '90s, and then as of late too, Phillies Braves. They've always been competitive against each other, and then last year we poured gasoline on it during the playoffs when we beat them in the NLDS. And then I think the other rivalries the Phillies have, like Phillies Dodgers is one of those things that like when it's the playoffs, it feels like it, especially from like the 2008-2009 run against the Dodgers. Like there's always some kind of like hatred there, especially because we traded all of our like core players from that era to the Dodgers after. Like when Chase Utley went there, Carlos Ruiz, Jimmy Rollins, it's like, you bums. Like, so that's there. I feel like last year kind of ignited a little bit of just like animosity between the Phillies and Padres, where like we want the Padres to just absolutely collapse and be terrible all the time. Added with, Machado went to the Padres, Bryce came to us, so that was like a free agency rivalry there. And then like, the Giants from the run era for the Phillies, and then until the other day when Gabe Kapler got fired. Gabe Kapler was there, so we wanted the downfall of the Giants to be there. And then the Cardinals, last year was euphoric because we atoned for our sins in 2011, where the Cardinals beat us in the playoffs when we had the best record. We beat the Cardinals in their house to like exorcise those demons, and then the Cardinals finished in last place, and we ruined the careers of Albert Pujols, Yadier Molina, and Adam Wainwright. Like, that was nice to finally be relieved of those demons. So the Cardinals are like, bye-bye. Like, they're like that team that like gives you the ick.
Okay.
And I would hate agree using that word, but
the
that's
ick.
What it is.
Yeah.
And then I think everybody has a rivalry with the Yankees. Like, everybody just hates the Yankees, and then we hate the Astros.
No one likes the Yankees, okay?
And no one likes the Astros.
Right the fuck now that no one likes the Yankees except people from New York. And even people from New York choose to be Mets fans when they could be Yankees fans. But
let's not forget about the Lakers fans that are also Duke Blue Devils basketball fans that are also Cowboys fans. They love the Yankees.
They just really love hopping on the bandwagon whenever the ticket is cheapest. That's what it is.
And depending on who's better, they're Golden State Warriors fans as well.
California, Lakers, tomato, potato. They're in the same state. It's just what part of that state they live in.
And if they're good, they jump on the Tampa Bay Lightning bandwagon.
That's the worst. That's where I draw the line. Is if you're going to be that person to jump on the Lightning bandwagon, you better know more than one player than Steven Stamkos. I'll tell you that.
And we hate the Astros, which I think everybody in baseball hates the Astros.
Oscar the Grouch hates the Astros.
He filed a noise ordinance against them in 2017.
Dude, he wants a fucking restraining order. They're just abusing him. They're taking all his trash.
He filed noise complaints against the Astros all of 2017.
All of 2017. They were just causing a ruckus.
He wants to square up with Jose Altuve.
Dude, he better get that lawyer.
Altuve and Oscar's trash can are probably the same height.
Nah, Oscar trash can's a little bit taller. You see that thing?
It's the lid.
It's the lid. That's what I'm saying. The lid, and then he pops up. He gets a few inches.
Oh, that's great. That was one of the funniest things I think you've ever said.
That's why I'm the champ of the peeps, baby.
Oh, man. Well, Pitsy, should we get to the final regular season run differentials in Major League Baseball?
Please. please.
It's brought to you by
My
our
favorite.
pals, our new
My
pals over
favorite.
at FOCO, who got on board with us all because of a tweet from your boy. Shout out to FOCO. Fans only is what it stands for. Fans only company. FOCO, FOCO. Pitts, you're going to love FOCO. I don't know if you've ever done a deep dive into FOCO per se, but the apparel that
Not
they
yet.
have, the memorabilia that they have, the just overall intention that they have for fans is second to none. And if you want to get your Phillies overalls like your boy has, link is in the description. Use that link. It helps support us. There will be links for other things as we move along throughout the postseason and everything. But Pitsy, they sell collectibles, toys, apparel, hoodies, sweatshirts, shorts, pants, and obviously the overalls, beachwear. And can I tell you the types of fandoms that they cater to?
Please do. I would love to know this.
The NFL,
Okay,
Major League Baseball,
that's 2.
the NBA,
Trace.
the NHL,
Oh, the big 4.
college.
Okay.
Get your college team support going.
That's huge.
Every team in Major League
Oh, I thought you were
Soccer
gonna say W. Oh, MLS. That's 6.
and Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City.
They're international too.
And
Wow.
there's another category, Pitsy.
Wrestling.
You guessed it. The WWE,
Yes.
horror, Looney Tunes, DC Comics, Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon. You mean my childhood on a T-shirt?
Yeah, you want your childhood on a silver platter right here because they got stuff from SpongeBob SquarePants, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Hey Arnold, The Ren and Stimpy Show, Rocco's Modern Life, Rugrats, Real Monsters, Cat Dog. You name it, they've got it. Do you
Dude,
want?
this is
I'll give you a little
incredible.
taste of the WWE right here. They've got bobbleheads, Pitsy. FOCO bobbleheads are elite. They've got Stone Cold Steve Austin bobblehead for you. Can I
What?
interest you? Andre the Giant bobblehead.
Ooh.
Ultimate Warrior WWE stage top variant big head bobblehead.
Dude, Ultimate Warrior.
Jake the
legend.
Snake Roberts.
That's a classic guy. That's
Can I
that's
give
an
you a
OG
Gorilla
legend.
Monsoon WWE
A Gorilla
bobblehead?
Monsoon, dude. No way. They literally named a position in the back because of him. That's awesome.
Can I get you a Rey Mysterio Legends WWE bobblehead?
Booyaka, booyaka. 619.
Can I interest you in a Cactus Jack WWE bobblehead?
Bang bang. I would love a Cactus.
Can I interest you in a Mr. T WWE bobblehead?
I pity the fool who doesn't buy a bobblehead from FOCO.
So many bobbleheads, so many collectibles. FOCO's the best in the game. Click the link in the description to get your Phillies overalls and go to FOCO.com. Check out everything they have to offer. They're going to be powering our Phillies postseason coverage full send. So go check them out. Shout out to FOCO. Mad love for the homies over there. Pitsy, here we go. The final regular season run differential standings. Let's start with the NL East, as we always do. The 104-58 Atlanta Braves, best team in baseball this year. They scored 947 runs.
Wow.
What was their final run differential?
Dude, I'm going like plus 188.
We're going to crank it up a bit, plus 231.
No way. I thought I was overshooting it by going a little bit close to 200, but good for them.
Gave up 716 runs, and this is one thing that I'm going to hang my hat on for the Fightin Phils. They gave up the fewest runs in the division this year. 715 runs is all the Phillies surrendered. They went 90-72. Can you guess their run differential to end the season?
Plus 171.
I wish, not that much, but plus 81
Okay,
is
we're
a
in
great
double
spot
digits.
from where we started the
Okay.
season.
It's
Plus, it's in the
Scored
doubles.
796 runs, only gave up 715, the fewest in the division. That's a W already. Then we go to the dumbest franchise in baseball, the 84 and 77 Miami Marlins. Pitsy, they scored the fewest runs in the division. The Devil's number.
Oh, they got 666.
Yes, they did. The number of the beast. Can you guess their final run differential? And the fact that they made the postseason is appalling.
I'm gonna go with plus 11.
I'm gonna blow your mind right here. Negative 56.
What? What? They didn't have a plus?
Negative 56 on the run differential. They gave up 722 runs, only scored 666, the fewest in the division. They didn't crack 700, the only team in the division to not do so, and they made the playoffs.
Okay.
Dumb franchise.
You're telling me. So, okay, wow.
The Lowell New York Mets,
Oh, fuck this team.
74 and 87, the final record. They gave up 729 runs on the year, the second most in the division. Can you guess their run differential?
Minus 22.
Pretty close, minus 13. They scored
Oh, I almost said
716.
minus 11. Oh, interesting.
And then the stolen franchise, Washington Nationals, who finished 71 and 91. They scored an even 700 runs on the year, but obviously finishing in last place means you went negative. What's their run differential on the year, Pitts?
Is it in the triple digits?
Yes, it is.
Oh, good. Okay. Negative 121.
Pretty close. Negative 145. They gave up 845 runs on the year.
That's
which
terrible.
is still not the most in baseball. Pitts, we came so close. We came so close to Rockies 1K. The Rockies were ever so close to giving up 1,000 runs.
Oh, I thought they were going to do it. I was so excited.
They gave up the most runs in baseball
Mm-hmm.
by a decent margin, even more than the Oakland A's. The Rockies finished 59 and 103 on the season. They gave up 957 runs.
Jesus Christ. That is so many runs.
For
There's
a
so many runs.
NL worst, negative 236 run differential.
That's terrible. That's so bad. Why? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
They
You're
got
just
Rocky
throwing it
Mountain
over the
High,
middle?
as you said a couple weeks ago.
Dude, I feel like...
And their run
might help
differential
them.
went skydiving.
Oh, yeah. Went skydiving. I'm not singing it again. Not doing it.
The NL West as a whole, Dodgers finished with a plus 207 run differential. The Arizona Diamondbacks make the postseason with a negative 15 run differential.
Mm-hmm.
The San Diego Padres, that's what's in.
Because that's what's in.
Go 82 and 80 and finish with a plus 104 run differential and miss the playoffs. Mwah. The San Francisco
Love
Giants fire Gabe Kapler. They finished 79 and 83 with a negative 45 run differential. Scored the fewest runs in their division, even fewer than the Rockies, which is just hilarious. And like I mentioned, the Rockies finished with a negative 236. The Milwaukee Brewers go 92 and 70 and finish with a plus 81 run differential. They're just like the Phillies, Spider-Man meme. Same record, same run differential.
Same thing, tomato potato.
Chicago Cubs go 83 and 79, miss the playoffs, but finish with a plus 96 run differential. The Cincinnati Reds go 82 and 80 and finish with a negative 38 run differential.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh Pirates go 76 and 86, scored the fewest runs in their division at 692 and finished with a negative 98 run differential. And then the St. Louis Cardinals let Adam Wainwright have a post-game concert to celebrate his retirement, and he sings his country music songs, and they give him a dog to send him on his way out and say, "Get out of here, old man." They go 71-91 and finish with a negative 110 run differential.
Okay. Not too shabby.
Then we move to the American League, where 3 teams from your AL East make the playoffs: the Baltimore Orioles, the Tampa Bay Rays, and the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, the 2 most important don't make the playoffs. Nonsense.
The Orioles finish with the best record in the American League at 101-61. Shout out to the boy Cole Irvin going to the playoffs. They score 807 runs on the year and finish with a plus 129 run differential. The Tampa Bay Rays go 99-63, finish with a plus 195 run differential.
Yeah, and they still can't sell out a crowd
in the American League. And then the Toronto Blue Jays go 89-73 and finish with a plus 75 run differential. The Yankees missed the playoffs at 82-80. Scored the fewest runs in the division at 673. Finished with a negative 25 run differential. And then Pitsy, your Boston Red Sox, who fired Chaim Bloom,
good,
go 78-84 and finish with a negative 4 run differential on the season.
-4 could be a hell of a lot worse. So I'll take our moral victories when we can, especially the fact that Chaim Bloom got canned. That's a good step in the right direction. I'm looking forward to bigger and better things ahead on Lansdowne Street. So
the dumbest division in baseball, the AL Central, where the Minnesota Twins are the only team to make
nothing
the
makes
playoffs
sense
and finish above 500 at 87-75. They finish with a plus 119 run differential. The 78-84 Detroit Tigers finish with a negative 79 run differential. The 76-86 Cleveland Guardians finish with a negative 35 run differential. The 61-101 Chicago White Sox finish with a negative 200 run differential.
wow.
And then the 56-106 Kansas City Royals gave up 859 runs on the year to finish with a negative 183 run differential on the season. And then we finish.
It could be a lot worse.
We finish with the American League West, the division that nobody wanted to win, and eventually the Houston Astros come away with the division title at 90-72. Same record as the Fightin Phils, just a better run differential as they put up a plus 129 run differential on the year.
Wow.
The 90-72 Texas Rangers just squeak into the playoffs as well. They finished with a plus 165 run differential on the year. The 88-74 Seattle Mariners, I couldn't imagine winning 88 games and missing the playoffs like that.
I'd be so pissed. I would be so pissed.
They finished with a plus 99 run differential. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim finished 73-89 with a negative 90 run differential. And then Pitsy, now on the clock, with the number 1 overall pick in the 2024 MLB draft, the Oakland Athletics go 50-112.
It hit.
The under hit.
It hit.
They
You had
finished with the
52, right?
It was under 59.5. So
Oh, you
cleared
slammed
easy.
it.
Cleared
You
easy.
slammed it. Okay. I thought it was 52 for some reason.
50-112, worst record in baseball. They scored the fewest runs in baseball this year. Can you guess that number?
Fewest runs? I'm gonna go 432.
They were a little better than that. They scored 585 runs this year, by far the fewest in baseball. Gave up the second most runs though, only in front of the Rockies.
Rockies. That makes sense. Was the run differential worse or better?
Oh, far worse. Can you guess their runs against?
Oh, negative 254.
Well, the amount of runs they gave up was 924. Their run differential finished at a negative 339.
Did you just say they finished with a run differential in the 300s?
Negative 300s.
Sell the fucking team. Sell the fucking franchise. That is abysmal. That is so bad. Who's on their team? Who's on that team that like
Great question.
who has some sort of value?
Let's see. I'll look at their roster right now to tickle your fancy.
Just like there's just like how could it be that bad in that? No one could be going to your games at that point. No one should be going to your games.
I know so far. I know 2 pitchers on their roster. Let's see if you know any of these guys, Pitsy.
If I don't know them, that's a problem.
Paul Blackburn. He's one of the guys I know.
Heard of him.
Joe Boyle.
No, that's a standard Boston name.
Lucas Urseg.
Nope.
Joey Estes.
Nope.
It's testes without the T.
It really
That's
is.
how it's spelled.
Yeah, that team has no testes. If you're
Joey Estes born in 2001, so there's a reason we don't know him.
Ew.
There's a reason we don't know him.
Dude, that is
Dude, he was born after 9/11.
That's wild. That is so wild that there are people on this earth that were not around for that moment. I'm sorry.
Holy shit.
That's insane to me.
Danny
That's
Jimenez.
I think I just know the name Jimenez. It's just a baseball name.
Adrian Martinez.
Nope, that's just 2 baseball names combined into one.
Trevor May. He's a guy I know. Former Phils prospect. He used to pitch for the Mets. You've probably heard Frank the Tank yell about him.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Trevor May. Would love to have him on the pod. Luis Medina.
Nope.
Mason Miller.
Medina. No, Mason Miller is the whitest name I've ever heard.
It's a create a player name.
That is a caw. That is a caw.
Kyle Muller.
1 letter off from mullet, which probably he needs.
Dude, Kyle, can you guess how tall Kyle Muller is?
5'11".
6'7".
Dude, find a new sport.
8 foot bunch.
8
Dude, he's 6'7", 250.
Dude, that is a hoss. That is a hoss.
Next pitcher on their roster, Zach Neal.
That's generic.
Francisco Perez.
Generic in the other way.
J.P. Sears.
That's a computer-generated name in the show. Like, I'm not, like, I know
J.P., but that's just because I'm a sicko. And then the final pitcher on their roster, Ken Waldachuk.
Waldachuk's a sick name. That is a sick
Great
name, but I do not know him.
Let's go to their catchers. Shea Langeliers.
Nope. That's a
I know
fake
him
name.
just because he was traded from the Braves. Carlos Perez.
Never heard of him.
And then Tyler Soderstrom.
Soderstrom. No. That's German.
Let's go to their infielders. Nick Allen.
That's generic.
Jordan Diaz.
These are, no. That's
I'm going to start announcing their players like it's the SNL introduction. Aledmys Diaz. I know Aledmys Diaz because he was on the Astros last year. That's scumbag.
I don't remember.
Zach Geloff.
Nope. Never
Tony
heard of him.
Kemp.
I know Tony Kemp. I do know Tony Kemp. Decent second baseman.
Ryan Noda.
Nope. No to him.
Featuring your outfielders. JJ Bleday.
Nope.
Seth Brown.
Nope.
Lawrence Butler.
Nope.
Brent Rooker.
Mine. No.
And Estuary Ruiz.
I do not know January Ruiz, so I don't. I'm sorry.
There's like 5 guys on this athletics roster that I know.
Dude, that was just random. Like, you know, in backyard baseball when you play your season mode and you play against a team that's like 1 or 2, you have the MLB player, you got the backyard sports person, and then it's just creative players. You just named a team of creative players to me. I don't know any of those names except for Tony Kemp.
Yeah, it's a wild roster.
That's
shout out to the
terrible.
A's. Shout out to the A's. We should keep a running mark of who finishes with the worst run differential from here on out.
We absolutely should. I think
We started the run differential thing strictly with the NL East in 2021. We started looking at it more last year. I'll go back and look at last year, but I think we should keep a running record.
And this year
worst
was
run differential.
It was the A's
This
for
year it's
sure.
the
It
A's.
has to be okay because they were in the 300s, dude.
Negative 339 is now the new record.
Dude, that is just atrocious. Like, figure it out. Like, use a metal bat. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, I just don't know what else to
It's
tell you.
hilarious. So there is your NL East and MLB run differentials for the final time in the regular season. We will keep track of postseason as well, and we're going to do it with the NFL once baseball is over. So there it is for your run differentials, brought to you by FOCO. Pitsy, let's shift gears from the baseball diamond to the gridiron.
Oh, only if we talk about your team. I don't want to talk about my team. You know what? Where's my nuts? You know what? I'm switching hats. I can't
It's
do
brought
it.
to you by Kenwood Beer, the official
Alright.
beer partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia, and
go.
they are now in New Jersey.
There we go. We're switching hats here.
Kenwood Beer now in New Jersey. Go to kenwoodbeer.com. Use the Kenny Finder at kenwoodbeer.com to see who's got Kenny's on tap in the Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Maryland, and New Jersey areas. Got to be 21 or older to do so. They're the best in the game. Pitsy, you've had Kenny's before.
They're delicious. I would like to drink them while I'm just chilling out, relaxing all cool, maybe shooting some beep ball outside of my casa. But I do like them. They're really nice. It's easy to drink. I just wish they had them up here in good old New England.
They are the best. kenwoodbeer.com. Got to be 21 or older to do so. And, of course, please drink responsibly. The Birds improved to 4-0 during a nail-biter against the Washington Commanders. Shout out to Jake Elliott, who
The homie.
could be the best kicker in Eagles franchise history. And that's saying a lot from me, who is a David Akers stan. But Jake Elliott has hit so many clutch field goals, so many clutch extra points, has ice in his veins, and wins the game for the Birds today in overtime. The refs were absolutely atrocious. I know we talk about refs and umpires on this show a lot and how they need to be answered for. We need, accountability from them. If you have, I love how the MLB umpire scorecard account on Twitter just curates all of that. We need somebody doing that officially for every ref in every sport. And if you don't hit a certain quota, which should be 90%, because you got to account for some human error in there.
I was going to say 85, but yeah.
Sure, I'll even give you 85%. Or, let's go a little higher to just keep, referee, 88%.
Mm-hmm.
If you're below 88% to whatever degree, if it's minimal, maybe you just get, a fine. Or you get a warning. If you're below, if you're below 80%, then you get fined.
Yeah.
If you're below 70%, you're fined and suspended without pay.
Yeah, talking to. Got to go to a class, learn more.
If you ever finish below 70%, you should be relegated.
Yeah, you should.
You gotta go call minor leagues. You gotta go call college. Something. Get them out. Because the ref today was fucking abysmal. The amount of calls that went the Commanders' way for the first 2.5 quarters of this football game was ridiculous. The fact that we had an offsides call on the offense while Deron Payne's helmet was literally on Jason Kelsey's helmet, but no neutral zone infraction was called. Kiss my ass. So many ridiculous calls. The Eagles had to effectively overcome the Commanders playing a decent football game along with getting help from the refs. The Eagles coordinators had me scratching my head all afternoon. I don't know if it was this was one of our few 1 o'clock games that we had, so the early start had us thrown off or whatever it may be, because some questionable play calls, some questionable just scheme calls, the fact that we continued to play in zone defense and we were getting absolutely chewed up left and right blew my mind. The fact that we couldn't get through the Commanders' offensive line with the D-line that we have until later in the game and use the guys that we have to absolutely annihilate Sam fucking Howell is preposterous.
Bro, he played well. From what I watched in that game, he was completing a lot of nice short passes. He looked a lot more poised than Mac fucking Jones in the pocket. He just, when you watch him, it seems like there's actually a new life in the Commanders. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like that they're going to be a competitive team in the division and not just a joke. And it was a good test for the Eagles today. Honestly, it was a good test for you guys to go at them, take them into overtime, and then win on a field goal kick. As long as you guys won the game, which you did, it's huge. But the Commanders are a lot better than people are giving them credit for.
For whatever reason, they always give us a tough game once a year. And for whatever reason, the last 2 years now, it's been at home. They're almost like the Miami Marlins are to the Phillies. The Commanders are to us, division-wise. I got to give props to an absolute DAWG. I think we should start doing DAWG of the week.
DAWG of the week? Okay.
Reed Blankenship. Reed Blankenship, you absolute DAWG. I don't know if you saw this play. I'm going to send it to you. I don't know if you saw it or not. I forget if you favorited the tweet when I put it out, because this was my sports science. Reed Blankenship. It's a start and finish here. I'm going to send you this video so you can watch it in real time.
Watch it live, real time. Yeah.
This was a play that saved the game for the Eagles, because if Terry McLaurin catches this ball and it's ruled inbounds, the Eagles may lose this game.
Okay, I did see it. Okay.
I want you to pay attention closely to Reed Blankenship, especially his arms. Because this play,
I know what he's doing.
Is going for the tackle, but he sees the arm go, and he just drops his entire arm down on the turf.
That's a dog.
Terry McLaurin steps on his forearm, and because of where Terry steps on his forearm with the back of his cleat, it props up the front of his cleat to then step out of bounds to not have enough justified information to overturn the call.
Wow.
And that, I believe that play was on third down. So it forced
it's out of bounds. He's out of bounds. I've watched this. This is the third time I'll be watching it now. That back foot's down, and then, his arm comes down.
That's sports science.
Dude, that's not even sports science. That's like wizardry.
He's got X-Dog.
Finest. That's incredible, dude. That's
X-Dog. His X-Dog stat is through the roof.
Oh, through the roof after that.
Jeff McClain tweeted a picture of his arm, and it's all, like, gashed up from the cleats stepping on him and everything. Like, that hurt like a bitch.
Yeah, dude. He's got cleats just to his arm. Of course it fucking hurts.
Like, to use your arm effectively as, like, a fulcrum.
No, literally. Yeah.
Push a guy's foot out of bounds is insane awareness. Reed Blankenship, the inaugural DAWG of the week.
Absolutely. That's an incredible move.
DAWG of the week. We got to get Reed Blankenship a Philly Dog shirt.
We do. We need to get the Georgia Dogs a Philly Dog shirt.
That's what we should try to do. Whoever our DAWG of the week is, we get that shirt to them.
Bet.
Doesn't matter if it's Eagles, doesn't matter what it is.
Fine, we'll get that shirt to them. Call up PHI Apparel.
Reed Blankenship, we got to get you a Philly Dog shirt, and then you can let the boys know, hey, I got one of these. You know where to get them.
Fucking fuego.
So there it is. Reed Blankenship, inaugural DAWG of the week. Because that's just an unreal awareness play.
Oh, that's like next level.
Like, if his awareness on
Hogwarts
Madden isn't elevated to like infinity this week, that's a crime.
I'd be shocked. I would be too. I'd be absolutely shocked.
So the Eagles get the win. They improved to 4-0. They are one of two undefeated teams remaining in the NFL, along with the San Francisco 49ers, or as I like to call them, the San Francisco 40-winers. as the Miami Dolphins fall to the Buffalo Bills today. And that should have been expected because when you put up a 70-piece the week before, you're due for a letdown.
You are.
But
due for a
across the
letdown.
NFL, we'll just run through the scores as they are as we're recording this. Sunday Night Football is going on, so it's not final. But Pitsy, on Thursday, your Motor City Kitties got the job done against the Packers, 34-20.
Don't sleep. Don't sleep on the Lions this year, man. Don't do it.
Good win. Good win for them.
That was a solid win.
The Jaguars in London, in Andy's room, win 23-7 over the Falcons. Bravo by Disney Plus and ESPN Plus for the Toy Story broadcast. That was super cool.
Yeah, it was very soon.
You and I are big proponents of the alternate broadcast for the kids. Love the game. We love the kids. Like the Nickelodeon broadcast is elite. The Toy Story broadcast was fantastic. We had Zerg Vision during the Toy Story broadcast, which was hilarious.
It was so
Claw
good.
machine dropping the ball in. Rex teaching the kids how to punt was pure comedy. I saw somebody say the only thing we were missing was Ham taking money in from the other toys and teaching kids how to bet.
That would have been a good touch. That really would have been a nice touch. Cherry on top of it.
We had Booger McFarlane talking about ayahuasca on the Toy Story broadcast, so I'm sure thousands and thousands of children are now asking their parents what ayahuasca is.
Oh, that's a great conversation I want to be at the dinner table for.
Shout out to my boy Drew Carter, who calls PLL games during the summer. He was on the Toy Story broadcast with Booger today and did a phenomenal job. My boy's a DAWG. Calvin Ridley did the thing. He did the Andy's Coming celebration.
Finally, someone did it. They had to do it.
He did the Andy's Coming celebration. Pitsy over there in London. Pip, pip, cheerio, Andy's coming.
Andy's coming. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not doing a British accent. That's just rude of me. I can't tarnish.
The Jaguars win in their home turf over the pond. Skip over the pond, 23-7, which I learned this week too, Pitsy. The Jaguars are staying over there. They got back-to-back London games this week.
Are you serious? They do.
I had no clue that was a thing this year. Back-to-back London games. It's crazy.
That's so insane.
They're staying in London. They're playing over there again next week.
When's their bye week?
I can tell you in just a moment.
Because that would make sense to go 2 weeks of London into the bye and then have your game. Because you're going to be all sorts of fucked up from time zones and jet lag and travel.
So they'll be in London next week against the Bills. And then they come home. They play the following week after being in London for 2 weeks. And then they play Thursday Night Football after that. Good grief.
Oh, my God.
The Jags bye week looks to not be until the first week of November.
Oh, my God. They're getting royally fucked by
They go London, and then they go at home. Then they go to New Orleans on a short week.
Oh, that's just a white trash London.
Then after the mini bye, they go to Pittsburgh.
Oh.
And then they have their bye week. And who they have coming out of the bye week? The 49ers.
Oh, my God, dude. That is just... Oh, man. That's brutal.
But the Jaguars get it done on their home turf across the pond, 23-7. The Rams win in overtime, 29-23. The NFL needs to fix their overtime rules because the fact that Anthony Richardson clawed all the way back for the Colts, being down 23-0, and then did not get to touch the ball in overtime is criminal.
It does suck.
It's criminal.
They didn't get the fair shot.
The Ravens win by the not safest score in NFL history, 28-3.
Ooh.
They beat the Browns 28-3. Did you see
not
David
bad.
Njoku walk in with his mask on today?
Yeah, that was
after
crazy.
Suffering the burn injury that he had at home.
Yeah, that was.
I hope he's okay. Like, that's scary shit.
Yeah, anytime you have a burn, especially on your face, as someone who worked in the restaurant and knows what burns feel like, having that on your face, it has to suck. And then to go play, I'm just happy that
like
he
that's a
actually
scary
got
thing
there.
to say. Like, he's questionable because he doesn't know if he can put his helmet on.
Yeah, that's a wild.
Crazy.
That's wild.
So hopefully David Njoku's okay. The Browns were not okay, though, because they had a backup quarterback playing today as well because Deshaun Watson is suffering karma. That's what happens. You fuck around.
Karma's a
and find
bitch. Karma's a bitch.
Did you see the touchdown Lamar threw to Mark Andrews, by the way? Like an
Insane, right?
absolute dot to where only Mark Andrews could get it. Beautiful pass. The Vikings squeak by the Carolina Panthers 21-13 today. Did you see Kirk Coupons get absolutely lit the fuck up on that 99-yard interception return that the Panthers had?
No, I did not.
Kirk threw a interception that ended up being a touchdown for the Panthers, and he runs all the way down the field to try to stop it, and a Panthers player absolutely lights Kirk up like a rag doll.
I love that. Get his bell rung.
I think the Bengals just stink now, Pitts. The Titans
They're not good.
27-3.
They got
Ever
King
since Joe
Henry.
Burrow signed that contract, I saw somebody tweet Macaulay Culkin's mugshot, and that's Joe Burrow.
Oh my god, that's even funnier. That's so funny.
That's terrible. The Buccaneers beat the Saints 26-9. Good win for the Bucs. Good bounce back for Baker and company after the Eagles took it to them on Monday Night Football. The Bills win 48-20 over the Dolphins in Buffalo. The Broncos with the ultimate comeback, down 28-7 late in the third quarter, storm all the way back, and Broncos country, let's ride. 31-28 your final score there. Eagles, like we mentioned, win in overtime 34-31 over the Commanders. The Houston Texans,
dude,
a 30-6 win over the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for my rankings to go off.
The Los Angeles Chargers finally don't charger and win a game 24-17 in a game that Justin Herbert gets hurt. His finger, I think, got lacerated, and he was wearing a splint on it, and that's why when he was doing his QB kneels, he was in shotgun. They win 24-17 over your former pals, Josh McDaniels, Brian Hoyer, Jimmy Garoppolo, Jacoby Myers.
Chandler, Nope.
I hope he gets the help he needs.
I do hope he gets the help he needs.
Because that shit was kind of scary.
That is really scary. That is,
24-17, the Chargers win. The 49ers hold off the Cardinals because at one point this was like a touchdown game. They win 35-16. Is Josh Dobbs good? Question mark.
Yeah. I mean,
for now,
I think for now, and the offense that he is running, he's good. But I honestly just they're just playing out of their mind. It's the first 4-week kind of cheese where anything can happen.
Just so happy they beat the Cowboys.
It'd be nice to beat the Cowboys, Kyle.
Yeah, it would have been nice. I was pulling for your boys to do that, but they could not score a touchdown. The Cowboys beat the Patriots 38-3.
Yeah, that was ugly as shit, dude. At the bar watching that was, oh my god, I'm feeling those tequila shots.
Late in this one, 6 minutes or so left in the fourth quarter in the Taylor Swift 2.0 Eras Tour with Travis Kelce and company. Chiefs up 23-20 on the Jets now.
Oh, shit. That's a lot closer.
And then the Seahawks and Giants play Monday night. And then Pittsburgh, we get an ugly Thursday night game upcoming, as it will be Bears Commanders. It's the part of my take bowl.
That is the grossest. That's the fucking grossest game I've ever heard on a Thursday night. Yeah. That's so gross.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, well.
So, Pitsy, I think I will hand the floor over to you. But before I do, Pitsy, your power rankings brought to you by our pals over at Trophy Smack. There's no better way to upgrade your fantasy smack talk than with our pals over at Trophy Smack. They've got trophies. They've got metal wall art. They've got belts, turnover chains, rings. You name it, they got it. They got last place trophies. Upgrade your fantasy smack talk today by going to trophysmack.com/underground and upgrade that fantasy smack talk. I just took my first L in fantasy of the year this week to Dylan, so he's got the bragging rights over me. I just laid a stinker. The boys didn't show up to play this week, but it's okay because there's always next week, and we're all right. So go to trophysmack.com/underground to upgrade your fantasy smack talk. Pitsy, I'm gonna shift over the layout here.
I do want to mention before you switch it over to me. You talk about your fantasy team. I'll mention the best trade I made all year: Jahmyr Gibbs for Christian McCaffrey in a first.
I envy that. 'Cause
I
have
got
Jahmyr Gibbs on
McCaffrey.
my team, and
Yeah,
Dan Campbell just hates Jahmyr Gibbs for whatever reason.
yeah, he's not. He's more balanced. He's a
The,
more balanced guy.
Not that I am a Donald Trump guy at all, but the Donald Trump, get him out of here. He's fired. He's fired. Get him out.
Yeah, get him
Those
out.
whenever somebody tweets that about Jahmyr Gibbs is fucking hilarious.
It is. It is funny.
It drives me nuts, but let me shift it over to Patty Pitts and the solo dolo layout so he can bring you the power rankings for the people. Pitts, let me know when to hit your music.
Hi, I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's ride. Let's ride. And oh wait, let's ride. Well, that's because we're let's riding with Broncos country. To start my power rankings at number 10, the Broncos with a win today against the Bears. They're not going to be the worst team in the league. That is the poverty franchise. That is the Bears. Number 9, the Vikings. You won. Good. You finally got a win. Kirk Cousins doesn't stink as much as a lot of people think. And Justin Jefferson got his. The Jags coming in at number 8. I mean, there's a lot of talk with Trevor Lawrence right now in the league, but if you are lighting it up in London, you get a chance to do it again in another week against there. All right, number 7, Bucks. I actually think Baker Mayfield is pretty decent. I think that there's a legit chance that they can win the division, and he's proving it with the big win this week. 49ers at 6. I don't think Christian McCaffrey knows anything else but scoring touchdowns. The man scored a touchdown in basically every game since last year. I mean, it's insane. It's absolute insanity. And Brock Purdy, I mean, he's already better than Trey Lance, and that's all that Kyle Shanahan can hope for. Number 5, dude, CJ Stroud, leader. Absolute leader in Houston, resurrecting this franchise of the Texans with their big win today. Although I would have liked to see more Tank Dell, but you know what? Maybe it wasn't his week. They got the win anyways. That's all that matters. Number 4, Chargers, dude. All right, Justin Herbert, the guy. Keenan Allen, still the guy. Does not matter. That offense is so good. And then shout out to Khalil Mack for almost tying the record for sacks today. He had 6, was 1 away from tying Derek Thomas. I wish he got it, but I'm just happy to see the Chargers actually get a win. All right, at the end of the day. Number 3, the Bills. I can't believe I'm saying this, but the best team in the AFC East is clearly not the Patriots, and I think it might be either the Bills or Dolphins. The Bills clearly taking it today. Josh Allen dominating. Stephon Diggs at 3 touchdowns. It'd be nice to see one of your wide receivers score more than 1 touchdown in a game. But, you know what? Beggars can't be choosers, so we'll have to wait here. And then number 2, my Motor City Kitties, the Detroit Lions. All right? They are the hottest team in football right now. Do not sleep on the Detroit Lions. Jared Goff, the guy. Dan Campbell has made this team into a force. I would not mess with this team moving forward, and they're my pick for a long time. Second best team in the league. Behind, obviously, Phillies own, the Philadelphia Eagles. That was a massive win today against the Commanders. The Commanders would have made this list if they won, but the Birds win. And then they make it to the number 1 spot. Jalen Hurts, the guy. A.J. Brown getting me a huge dub in fantasy. Devonta Smith, DeAndre Swift. They just have stars that my Patriots don't. And when you have stars, that makes you the best team. And wins will also do that. Good shit starting 4-0. And those are my power rankings.
So run it back for the people, Pitts. Give us the rundown.
The quick rundown. We got number 10, Broncos Country. Number 9, the Vikings. Number 8, the Jags. Number 7, the Bucks. Number 6, the Niners. Number 5, the Houston Texans. Number 4, the Chargers. Number 3,
the Buffalo Bills. Number 2, my Motor City Kitties, the Detroit Lions. And then at number 1, go Birds. Go Birds.
There it is, your Week 4 NFL Pitts' Power Rankings brought to you by Trophy Smack. Let's get this layout back up there for the people watching on YouTube, which you should be, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. Pitts, the Arkells were in town
how'd
this
that go?
week. It was great. We're going to talk about it. It's brought to you by our pals over at Tomahawk Shades, the best small batch eyewear in the game. Download the Tomahawk Shades app in the App Store, Google Play, and just for downloading the app, you get a free pair of sunglasses. Who doesn't like free? I wear my Tomahawk Shades all the time. When I'm outside, I wear my Blue Light Plus glasses. When I'm inside, when I'm editing this fantastic Phillies hype video that's going to be dropping on Monday evening that you're not going to want to miss. Protect your eyes. You only get one set of them. Do what's right for them. They also have prescription lenses available. Go to TomahawkShades.com or in the Tomahawk Shades app. Fill up your cart, and when you go to checkout, use promo code USP for 25% off your order. That's TomahawkShades.com, promo code USP for 25% off your order. Shout out Tomahawk Shades. Arkells were in town at the TLA, a very important venue to this company, and the Arkells, obviously, a very important band and very important people to this company, as they have done our theme music since 2018. And we interviewed them at the TLA a short 5 years ago in 2018 before one of their shows when they were opening for St. Lucia. They were back at the TLA for the first time since that show, headlining this time, which was very fun. It was a phenomenal show. They always put on the best vibes concerts that you could ever attend. I don't care. Put them up against anybody. The vibes that the Arkells give off, because they play these smaller, intimate venues in the U.S., is second to none. Max comes down into the crowd, drops the microphone in. He's going through the crowd, singing with people. And then, of course, there's a connection to the Arkells and the City of Brotherly Love outside of Underground Sports Philadelphia now. Former head coach of the Toronto Raptors and now current head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, Nick Nurse, was in attendance on Friday night.
That's wild.
At the show, just amongst the people in the crowd, taking in his boys, putting on an absolute show. Arkells covered 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton, which was electric.
Oh, that's lit.
Electric.
That's lit.
They played a medley of all their greatest hits and their new album, Laundry Pile. Go get it. It's a beautiful album. Very different from typical Arkells, like dance party stuff. It's a slower album, but like in a good way.
Okay.
Very great listen. I listened to it like start to finish on the way up to the concert, and it's just such a good album. And the way that they're incorporating the new album is, we're playing songs from all of our discography, but how do we incorporate the new stuff? Well, the album being Laundry Pile, they've got a laundry basket with shirts and clothing with all the songs on it. And then Max comes down into the crowd. Somebody picks out a shirt, and that's the song from the album. And every show will have a mystery song from the new album. It's great.
That's really cool. I like that idea. That's creative. That's original.
It's very fun. At the end, there was a shirt that said "Thank you, Philly" on it. They all signed it, gave it to Nick Nurse, which was very cool. And, we got 2 new subscribers to the podcast as well because I told them, hey, the Arkells do our theme music. And they were like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
Looked it up. So shout out to our new Spotify listeners there that I met at the concert. Just a good time, just good vibes. And they always put on a show. And it is just like simply euphoric whenever I see the Arkells in person. I never miss a show when they're in town. They're special to me because I had this concert on the docket before I had Vineland football schedule. I missed a Vineland football game because I had this concert. I already had the ticket. The Arkells are the homies.
Wow.
And shout out to Nick Nurse.
That's crazy. See,
shout
that's
out to
love
Nick
right
Nurse
there.
being in the building as well. The TLA is awesome. I experienced a new Philly cheesesteak as well for the first time.
Ooh, which one?
It's one that I always recommend to people. It's DJ's go-to when he's in town. It's also Fletcher Cox's favorite cheesesteak spot in Philly. It's called Ishka Bibbles. right on South Street.
Ish Kabibbles.
And it's
Okay.
phenomenal, brother. It was phenomenal. Like I'm full-fledged 9-3 cheesesteak.
Okay.
9-3 on the cheesesteak scale.
See,
for
when
me,
I come
boy.
down in April, I gotta test all these. I gotta go to all these places and test it out.
9-3 for sure. Gyms on South Street, obviously still being reconstructed. That's my number one.
Pat's?
Pat's is terrible.
Really?
Pat's is tourist 1A
See,
next
that's
to
the problem.
Geno's. Geno's and
That
Pat's
is
are the
it.
tourist attractions.
Okay.
Not ideal. I'm also of the type, Pat's doesn't melt their cheese onto the steak, which I'm like, what are you
Oh.
doing? It's like not great.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the whole. Oh no, I like
Yeah,
it
it's
melted.
bad. It's bad. It's very
I like
bad.
that shit
There's
melted.
plenty of other places that I will take you to that we will
Good.
indulge in cheesesteaks.
Good.
Faux show.
Good.
But yeah, 9-3 for Ishkabibble. Shout out to them. They were fantastic. And like it just hit the spot. It was a perfect post-concert meal.
Good. Okay.
Perfect
I like
spot.
that. Big fan of that.
Shout out Ishkabibbles. No free shout outs, but shout out. And shout out to the Arkells. Another phenomenal show in Philadelphia. They are simply the best, some of the best humans. And I love when I interact with Nick, the bass player. Whenever I see him up on the stage, I always try to like catch his attention. We do the bro nod to each other. We do a little wave.
The
And then he jams out and is phenomenal. And the boys crushed it once again. So shout out to the Arkells. And speaking of Nick Nurse and the Sixers, your Celtics Pitts stole a player.
The Celtics have taken a lot from me.
You stole a player from the Sixers.
Oh.
There was apparently heavy interest in bringing the one who started it all back to Philadelphia, Drew Holiday, one of my favorite players of all time, is now a Boston Celtic, and it breaks my fucking heart that he is wearing that fucking godforsaken jersey. Granted, the package that you sent to Portland for Drew, we were never going to beat that. And I'm just heartbroken that you now have one of my favorite players on your roster.
I would rather you have him after the guys we gave up. This has been I would say emotional off season. I mean, for Celtics fans, because a lot of guys have gone that are, I would say, locker room guys. Their heart and their soul pieces. Marcus Smart. Now you get rid of Time Lord, Rob Williams. They may not have been the best players, but I'm always in the mindset that you need to have locker room guys and, defensive minded, all that don't just score points, but get it done in other ways. And Marcus Smart and Rob Williams were those guys. I get that we got Porzingis and some more elite talent, but I don't know. I have a bad feeling about the season that it's not going to be what everyone thinks. So, great, we got Drew Holiday, but at what cost? What did it cost you?
I mean, it's a good pickup for you guys, and I think there's some creative lineups that you can now have with Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Drew Holiday in the mix. I'm glad Brogdon's gone because that motherfucker comes off the bench and drops a 20-piece almost every fucking game.
That was my favorite part.
So I'm glad he's completely out of the Eastern Conference as a whole. And it sucks that Dame Lillard is with the Bucks.
Yeah, dude, fuck that. Like, I'm so annoyed that Dame was this guy of preaching, I'm not leaving, I'm not joining the super team, and And then you get traded to the team that makes you the most super team of all. Like, if you went to Miami, I get it. Jimmy Butler and you, and then bam, it's not like a super team. It's just three.
It's a pretty super team.
It's not as much as him, Giannis, and what's his face, Chris Middleton.
Yes and no, to a degree. I mean, him going to the Bucks is fucking crazy.
That's what I'm saying. It's Dame and Giannis together. You could add any other third person in there, and it doesn't matter.
And Middleton is a dog.
And he's a dog, and he can hit from beyond the arc. He's just absolute money. The combination that scares me most is Lillard and Giannis, not only with Lillard's limitless range, but that pick and roll game that they could utilize, it makes for a nightmare game planning defensively.
Chiefs Jets just went final, by the way. Chiefs hold on, win 23-20.
Good. How many times
I have a
over
great
under?
tweet for you. This is from one of my friends, Katie, on Twitter. She tweeted, Zach Wilson heard that we call Taylor Swift mothers. Now he's playing well to impress her.
That's I love that. I absolutely love that. That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome.
Oh, good tweet. Good tweet.
You're a mother lover.
Oh, that's so good. But yeah, I mean, this is what I have to say about Dame, about Drew Holiday, and the Sixers. Just Daryl Morey just sitting with his hands under his ass right now. The Eagles are 4-0. The Phillies are hosting a home playoff series. The Union are on their way back to the postseason. Survivor's back. Basketball cannot bother me. Plus
The
Pitts.
Flyers.
We also had something we haven't talked about in a long time, just because we haven't had a reason to, but we will throughout the season. One of our boys, even though you're not a Flyers guy, I know you're a guy of these three guys. Bobby Brink scored in the preseason.
Dude, Brink bonk bonk, baby. That's one of my favorite segments we do on here. So
Bobby
if
Brink
that gets me
scoring.
to the Flyers, I'm in.
Bobby Brink scoring is huge. It's huge.
Huge.
Also, your boy from your Boston Bruins loves Jason Kelce.
Oh yeah, I know. Brad Marchand just
Huge Jason Kelce.
low-key Eagles fan.
Big Go Birds guy.
I did get yelled at tonight by my friend group because I was at the bar and there's an assortment of fans there, and there was a dude who walked by. He was a 6'2", 6'3" guy, all white Reggie White jersey, Birds.
Classic.
It was a sick jersey, and he walked by me like, "Hey man, hey, go Birds!" And he just dapped me up.
Oh,
whatever.
hell
And
yeah.
my friend just looked at me like, "Did you just say go Birds to that kid?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm the champ of the peeps. You gotta, give credit where credit's due." They were like, "Fuck you." They were like, "Fuck you." I'm like, "All right, well, fuck you too." Like, I don't know what to tell you.
It's like,
Like,
do you even know who I am?
do you understand
Who do you think you
who
are? I am.
I am. All right. This is my Philly people. We are stands here. If I saw
That's
a guy with
great.
a Lions jersey, I would say #1 pride, baby. And you give a high five. Like, different
That's
languages,
great.
man.
Classic
Oh, it was awesome.
Reggie White. Love that.
He had that. We had an AJ Brown at the same table, and then two girls that they were with. I'm assuming they're girlfriends or just friends, but they had Eagles like sweatshirts and shirts. And they were having a good time. And the table behind us was my three friends and their girlfriends, and I just in the misery.
And Thor.
Oh, and Thor was there, dude.
Young
it was
Thor.
insane. Thor was there, hanging out with the Philly people because he hangs out with winners, not fucking losers that are the Patriots fans. So that's why I wasn't over there, hanging with me. I'm just I'm not cannoned yet, so that's why he didn't want to hang out with me. So yeah, it was fun.
Electric. That's great. That's all we got for you guys on this one. We'll be back. Not exactly sure when, because I will be at Wildcard Game 2 on Wednesday night from Citizens Bank Park. Follow along on the socials. We'll let you guys know when we're recording the next episode, myself and Matt, whether it's on I don't know when. We'll figure it out. Potentially might be tapping Patty Pitts in again because Matt's got class and everything. So we'll let you guys know. That's why you got to follow us on the socials. At Underground PHI, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook.com/Underground Sports PHI, Twitch.tv/Underground Sports PHI. Follow Pitsy on Twitter at Pat_Pitts and on Instagram at Pitsy35. Follow me at KBIZZL311 on Twitter, KBIZZLE11 on Instagram. Subscribe to the podcast feed, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Leave a 5-star rating and review. It goes a long way for helping this show continue to grow. Helps more people find Underground Sports Philadelphia as a whole and our entire podcast network. So go subscribe. Be a friend, tell a friend. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. We will have a Phillies hype video coming out on the YouTube channel that you won't want to miss. It has our goosebumps.
It's really
flowing.
good. It's really good. It is
You're not going to
really
want to
good.
miss it. whatever it takes, baby. Whatever it takes. We have 554 subscribers on the YouTube channel right now. Let's get to 600. Let's get to 600, like, sooner rather than later. Let's pump it up. You got to pump it up. YouTube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. And, of course, get your merch, phiapparel.co. Use code UNDERGROUND for 10% off any and all merch orders. Most effective and direct way to support everything we're doing. And this podcast is presented by the City of Vineland. And whether you're a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's economic development department is a one-stop source for moving your project through the development and approval process. Their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. That's 856-794-4100. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. And this has been episode number 573 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the City of Vineland. It's Red October, baby. Let's fucking go, Phils. Let's fucking go, Birds. We'll hear from Delco Danny on the socials tomorrow.
Oh, Jesus, I totally forgot about him. Oh, my God. Can he just not trash the Patriots that much? Like, just... I know I got under his skin, but, like, I just... Not this week, Danny. All right, just not this week.
For Pat Pitts, I'm KB. We'll let you guys know when we're back on with another episode. But until then, let's go paint the town red. Shout out to Doja Cat. We're getting the heck up out of here. We are signing off. Peace.